Well, hi folks, it's been over a month since I did my last greenhouse update. I kept planning on doing them and then I kept finding other things to do at the weekend. So I thought it was high time that I sat in the greenhouse and had a beer, had a little chat, see how it's going. So, cheers! So let's start off with a quick look at the Dutch buckets containing plants that I haven't yet managed to kill. I've got quite a few peppers on the go. Some of them are, well, about big enough to eat now. This one's looking pretty good as well. So I might harvest those this weekend. But other things in the greenhouse, not so good. I came back from work a week ago on Friday and discovered that yet again I'd let all my reservoirs run dry, or the reservoir for the tomatoes rail, and everything was looking really very sad. Didn't know if the plants were going to recover. The fruit was starting to shrivel. This NFT system, although it's fantastic in terms of space and size and efficiency of water usage, it's just so twitchy. You get anything wrong and all the plants die. And this year I've just been terrible at keeping the nutrient tanks topped up. You know, I'm out at work all day, and by the time I get back in the evenings it's dark, and the last thing you want to do is come into the greenhouse in the dark and start doing nutrient changes. So tomatoes, well, still fruiting, but really not looking like happy plants. Strawberries looking a lot better than they were a few months ago, putting out a few fruit here and there. That's a nice looking one, but not massive production at all. And really it's kind of well, I haven't been enjoying the hydroponics so much this year, mainly because I haven't been about to enjoy it, and I keep doing all the chores and then I fail at my chores, and after I fail everything dies, and then get things going again, get a harvest off it, and we fail to eat it all because we haven't been very good at preserving anything. So this might be my last greenhouse update this year, purely because I'd kind of be glad to stop doing the chores at the moment. I need to sort out my automation better, or at least some kind of alarm systems and monitoring on all of this stuff. See, I killed all my rocket off by letting things dry out. But I mean, in spite of my best efforts to kill everything, it does all keep on growing. I need to harvest a load of these tomatoes because they're splitting overripe. But most of those have been going to the rabbits, which is a great shame. I will show you, even though it's basically a dead plant now, this was one of the tomatoes that I just took a flowering stem and wanted to see if it would carry on fruiting, and it clearly did. So I'm quite happy with that experiment. And there's another one over here, you can just about see it, that we can see we've got three or four tomatoes down at the bottom there, even though the plant's only 6 inches high. So the experiment worked, and it would have been a lot better if I'd have actually managed to keep everything watered properly in here. And then to add to the fun, after the tank ran dry on Friday, on Saturday my big air pump stopped working. So I've had to put in a temporary replacement for there. So here's my broken air pump, and you can see the diaphragms at both sides, because it's a dual diaphragm pump, have broken through, and also the valves that are supposed to be on both sides, they've both fallen to pieces as well and gone down to nothing at all. I've tried finding spares, and I ordered some, and they're the wrong sizes because I had to order for a different pump that was supposedly the same internals, but obviously different sized discs. So I'm going to have a go at cutting the outer ring off these and gluing them onto these ones with a bit of puncture repair glue, rubber cement, and see if I can make it work with that. But that's something for a different video. Even with my terrible plant care this year, still managed to score an absolutely humongous brandywine here. I don't know what that'd weigh, probably about 2 pounds. It's certainly over a kilo there, well over a kilo. That might be closer to 2 kilos, so £3 tomato, something like that. But a lot of them that were basically ready, kind of a bit shriveled up after I let the water run dry. So I'm going to harvest the rest of those today and actually try and make some tomato sauce over the weekend. See if we can do something about storing some of this stuff for the winter. Quite a good crop, where it's not been too badly damaged by me. I mean, that is a very nice looking tomato there. Well, I've cut off all the dead bits, which generally makes things look much more colourful in here. Looks like I almost know what I'm doing, but it's all a lie. I'm just getting lucky with not totally killing these plants. Anyway, let's go and have a look in the other greenhouse now. So in greenhouse number 2 I've been slightly less successful at killing all the plants, in that I've actually managed to keep this topped up with water pretty much all the time. Nothing's run dry. So this sweet aperitif in the corner is just laden with fruit. So much of it, we're far more than we can actually use here, but I mean, just look at this. We've got tomatoes on tomatoes on tomatoes on tomatoes. It's so thick and dense in that corner. The brandy wine that's tucked away down there in a little 5-litre tub, somewhere up here in amongst the tomato mess. We've got some more fruit coming, and there's more than that. There's another one. So we're not looking too bad in this greenhouse. My son's butterbean that was wiped out by aphids is back on the mend again and growing quite nicely. The goldenberry that was beset by spider mites clearly still has problems, but it is growing again at least. This brandywine here, although huge, the fruit keeps doing this. It gets a certain stage, starts to ripen, and then it goes manky. So we've got one down here on the floor that looks alright. Oh, but it's got something horrible in the bottom of it eating it. We've got another one there. Seems to be okay at the moment. So greenhouse number 2, not so bad. Oh, this is the sun cherry red cherry hybrid that's still putting out lots of fruit. Might just collect up some floor fruit for my little bunny friends, since they do love these tomatoes so much. See what kind of a reaction these get. Hey, rabbits! Don't know if you can hear it on the camera. I just love the sound of the rabbits chomping on these. So squelchy. So another day has gone past and I've had a tidy up in greenhouse number 2, but because it's very small in here I can't get everything in one shot. But here's the brandywine in there with a nice cluster of fruit there, and we've got another one over there, and then we've got another cluster up there and another cluster over there, and this is all coming from one little 11-litre DWC bucket lost in the middle there. It's overgrown both of the other 2 buckets, so only actually room for kind of 3 plants in this little greenhouse. So here's the harvest of brandywines, mostly, with a few cherry tomatoes thrown on top. And this is our sweet aperitif harvest. Those ones are the ones that have gone overripe and split, and those are the ones we're going to try and freeze or make into sauce or something like that. So after moaning in this video that I never preserved any food, my wife and I spent Sunday chopping up tomatoes and freezing them and washing things, and got a lot of chopped peppers there, so we'll see how they do after the greenhouses stop producing. Get all them back in the freezer now. Well, my beer's nearly run out, so I'm going to say thank you for joining me, folks. See you next time. Cheers!